catch 'em all. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em, gotta catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all. Sing it!
Hey, today we're talking about Pokemon. These are Pokemon cards. These are my Pokemon cards. There's some Japanese ones in there for some reason. I don't know why. I can't read them, but I have Japanese Pokemon cards. The Japanese ones have pocket monsters on them. I don't know if you can see it. The light's pretty bright. This one is actually a holographic Meryl, which you can't tell that it's holographic, but I think it's a Meryl, the little blue Pokemon with the little ball tail. And one other thing to show is my shirt. My shirt's Pokemon. It's a Gyarados and an Arcanine, like in a peace sign. And that's pretty cool. So now that the introductions are over, actually, hold on. Look at all these Pokemon cards. I can go to a strip club with these and just make it rain Pokemon cards. Can you imagine that? Holy. I go to a strip club, I'm like, hey, I request a dance. And I go like, I'm gonna make it rain, bitch. I'm gonna make it rain, bitch. I'm so sorry for that outburst. I don't know where that came from. You know, I just thought about making it rain in a strip club with Pokemon cards, and that happened. So today we're going to talk about something specific. Pokemon, the first movie. And the crowd goes wild. This is one of my favorite movies, like, ever. Probably because of the nostalgia factor, because it didn't do well with critics, but it did make a lot of money. This movie was released in 1998 in Japan and in 1999 in America. Off the top of my head. I knew that. I didn't read it. I knew that. I was born with that information. I knew that. I'm so smart. Anyways, this movie in America is entitled Pokemon, the first movie, Mewtwo vs. Mew. I think the theatrical version was called Mewtwo Strikes Back. What made this movie special is that it included Mew and Mewtwo, which are the last two Pokemon in that generation. So that was pretty cool. Now there's just a whole bunch of mess of Pokemon, like God Pokemon and stuff. I'm not getting into all that, though. Anyways, one other thing to point out about this is that the American version and the Japanese version are different. The American theatrical version omitted completely a prequel to Mewtwo's story called Origin of Mewtwo, which makes Mewtwo's story sadder and adds more depth to his... Depth? Oh my god, my gap makes it hard to say that. Depth to his character. Oh my god, I feel so stupid. It adds more to his character. Let's just say more. See, America thought that the sadness was too hardcore for our little children-like minds to handle. But Japan's like, yo, show the kids. Show the kids all that. Let them feel how life really is. Show them the sadness of life. So Japan's movie theaters are hardcore, man. They're hardcore. Anyways, the cover has Mew and Mewtwo on it, which you can't see at all because of the light. Oh, look at that. I found the angle. It has Mew and Mewtwo and Pikachu and all these other things. There's a lot of stuff on this cover. It's a nice cover. So now I'm going to talk about the movie in a kind of spoiler-free way. Now, if you haven't seen the Pokemon movie, that's alright. I'm not going to get the Dragon Balls and wish for you to die or anything like that. I'm not going to use KO-Ken and just run into you and just punch you up in the air like you should be punched because this movie is amazing. I'm sorry again. I just really like this movie for some reason. You know, I just can't help myself. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to punch anyone with KO-Ken times 57 or anything like that. Don't worry. Don't worry about that. I won't punch you today. Pokemon, the first movie, starts with Mewtwo in a lab. He's being created by scientists for whatever reason. They wanted to make the most powerful Pokemon. That's the English version. They wanted to make the most powerful Pokemon. In the Japanese version, with the Mewtwo's origin story attached to it, he was made because they're trying to clone things so that the professor can ultimately clone his daughter that died. So that's pretty sad. That adds things. You don't get that in the America, man. You don't get that in the America. Come on, now. Though they do include Mewtwo's origin story in the VHS because they know they messed up. They felt it, that they messed up, so they put it with the VHS. But that doesn't fix it. No. They should have had it with the theater, man. Should have had it with the theater the whole time, man. God. Anywho, fast forward and you see Ash playing with his Pokemons, and then someone battles him, he beats him, blah, blah, blah. He gets invited to the island by Mewtwo to fight Pokemon because Mewtwo sees that he's strong, and he sees that his relationship with Pokemon is good, so he brings him over to the island. A lot of stuff happens, blah, blah, blah. The Pokemon and the Pokemon clones that Mewtwo has stored down in his little basement cellar thing of collections. They fight, and the song plays called Brother My Brother, which makes the fight very sad. It goes a little something like this. Brother, my brother, tell me what are we fighting for? Isn't life worth so much more? We should love one another. Oh, can't we just pretend this war never began? So with that song playing, the Pokemon clones and the regular Pokemon fight each other. And then Ash comes running in like a dumb Ash. That's it. That's the one. A dumb Ash. He comes running in like a dumbass, and he gets in the middle of Mewtwo and Mew, and then they hit him, and they turn him into stone. And why didn't he just explode and die? Because I don't know. But they turn him into stone, and then all the Pokemon start crying because, like, boo-hoo, he's dead. And even though most of them don't even know who he is, so I don't know why they'd be crying. But whatever. They all start crying. The Pokemon tears fall onto his stony body. His body comes back to life, and then Mewtwo's like, hey, wait a minute. These Pokemons care about this human. I guess humans and Pokemon can live together. That's how the English version is. In the Japanese version, Mewtwo realizes that even though he's just a clone and he didn't have an actual birth, that he's still alive. So he shouldn't take away everyone else's life just because he's upset with the way he was created and the reason why he was created. So he gets all the clone Pokemon and Mew. Mew becomes his best friend, which is hilarious. And Mew, and they fly away, and everyone's happy until the next movie, which I don't really remember what happened, but there is another movie that's about Mewtwo. It's like Mewtwo Returns, but don't worry about that. I don't even have that one. I told you the whole plot of the movie in less than 2 minutes. Did you like that? Because I liked it, man. I liked it a lot. Anyways, there are a few key dialogue changes that the American dub did that I have to go through because it kind of changes everything, you know? In the American version, when Mewtwo wakes up, he's like, hey, what's going on here? I want to be out there. So he breaks his little cell that he's in. Not really a cell. He's in like a tube. He breaks it. And then he asks the humans, hey, what's up? Well, who am I? What the hell? And then the humans are like, we made you. And then Mewtwo's like, roar! And then he kills everything. He's like, I'm going to destroy all the humans and everything. In the Japanese version, he wakes up and Mewtwo actually asks questions. He asks, who am I? Where am I? Why was I made? That's the most important thing. Why was I made? And the scientists say, we made you from Mew's DNA. Then Mewtwo says something that kind of just hit me. It hit me in my heart, man. He hit me really hard. He says, is Mew my mom or is Mew my dad? And then, yeah. Okay. And then the scientists are like, no, he's not because we made you. And then Mewtwo's like, oh, so God didn't make me? And then scientists are like, no. So Mewtwo's whole thing in Japanese is that he wanted to be born and have like a family kind of thing, you know? He didn't like that he was just created. He didn't care about the reason why he was created or anything. He was just like, my birth isn't good. And he felt terrible, you know? He felt like he wasn't human or Pokemon, so he wanted to strike back against everything that had to do with his birth. He wanted to strike back against Mew, strike back against the humans, and strike back against Pokemon because he felt his birth wasn't right. He was just, in this whole movie, he's just trying to find his meaning of living, like a reason to live. And at the end, he finds it. A reason to live is to live life. And to live with his cloned friends that he has because he cloned a lot of Pokemon with their DNA. So now the rundown of this movie. You like that? The rundown? Woo! I'm so funny sometimes, man. Do I recommend this movie? Absolutely. Do you not see all this Pokemon stuff I got, man? I got 2 Pikachus, man. 2 Pikachus. 2. Do I want you to tell your friends about it? Absolutely. Tell your friends to watch it. Tell your mom to watch it. Tell your dad to watch it. Tell your grandma. Tell your grandpa. If your grandma, your grandpa are not alive, then God bless their souls. If you don't believe in God, then Shenron bless their souls. I'll pray for their souls with the Dragon Balls. I promise. 3. Would I cosplay as a Pikachu for Halloween? Absolutely. I'll be the best black Pikachu you ever did see. Now it's time for my original song that I made. It's called It's Recommended. It's recommended, so go out and buy it. It's recommended, if you find it, you gotta buy it. It's recommended, if you don't like it, you can return it. It's recommended. Thank you. So that's about it for this video, guys. And girls, if any girls watch this, I'm pretty sure like maybe 1 or 2 girls will watch this video, you know. Subscribe for more. Subscribe if you like my Pikachu. Subscribe if you like this Pikachu. Subscribe if you want me to take a peek at you. And next Friday, we're going to have a video about Carnage. I'm going to talk about Carnage. What am I going to say about him? I don't know. You guys subscribe to see him. Why are you falling, Pikachu? Jesus Christ, Pikachu, stop it.